Welcome into Ride the Line, the greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. My name is Tanner Kern, certified G, bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. In this right here, this is G Money Grant Mitchell. He was chirping me about the New England Patriots, who I am no longer a fan of today, so it doesn't even matter. And you can't teach that. Bada boom, man of the people in the room. Welcome in to Ride the Line. First off, Grant, before we talk about the Patriots, people are chirping the intro. They don't like the intro.
I switch it up every time. I mean, you're talking about my part or your part? Your part's good.
I think everyone's part. I don't think they like everyone. They're not riding. That's the problem. They're not riding on a Monday morning, heading into week 11. Well, we still have week 10 tonight, but heading into week 11, they're not riding, and that's the problem.
No, I like your part. I think your part's electric. I'm always just in the background. First of all, I enjoy mimicking you with the you can't teach that. I like doing that. But my little intro, I switch up every time. Today, I don't know why. I went with the dog pound for Cleveland. I did it for the Browns because that was a big win for them.
Well, the Ravens handed them the game, so I don't know if we need to dog pound them up, but the Ravens did hand them the game, just like the Bengals didn't show up yesterday, just like all these teams didn't show up. Mac Jones talking about what he's going to ask the German media, like how he's going to figure out what German phrases to say. He can't even hit a wide open receiver with 10 yards of cushion, so I don't know what to say there. But we'll talk about all that in a minute. First things first, guys, if you're watching on TikTok, welcome. Start liking the screen, guys. Like it. That's the only way the show is going to go to the moon. And also, if you want to watch on YouTube, head over to the link in the bio. You can check it out on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube right now, welcome. We are here riding this morning on a Monday. We're going to break down what happened over the weekend because there was a lot of it, and then talk about Monday Night Football. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. We're going to the moon here, and we appreciate you for liking, subscribing, and always sharing the video here on Ride the Line on WSN, Grant. So first things first, let's talk about Mac Jones because you were chirping me about it this morning. He's not that guy. We know that. It's like picking on a kid who's just not that good at something, Grant. So how do you feel about that? I hope you feel bad about yourself.
I feel vindicated. I've said Mac Jones was terrible for years. You tried to trick me into saying he was a Pro Bowler in his rookie year.
He was
a backup seventh alternate injury option that's had a fun trip out with the boys. I wouldn't call him a Pro Bowler. You want to know what you should ask the German media? Can ich bitte einen Job haben? You know what that means? It means, can I have a job still? It means, can I have a job, please? Because I don't think he's going to have a starting quarterback job in the NFL much longer. Belichick's gone at the end of the season. Mac Jones, if he's not gone, he's not starting at the end of the season. New England needs to go on the draft. They need to blow it up. And I don't know who you're going to trade Mac Jones to. Who wants Mac Jones? So give me the team in the NFL. Do the Raiders want Mac Jones? Probably not. Like, who's a team with a terrible quarterback situation? The Titans got Will Levis. The Colts, they got Anthony Richardson coming back. Like, who wants him? Nobody's going to volunteer to take him.
Now, we do have a comment here, not about Mac Jones, about the Bills tonight. We're going to talk about the Bills in a minute, but Bills -7. Me and Grant will both be on that. We're giving it away. But going back to Mac Jones here, when I look at Mac Jones in his sports bar, when he's 50 years old, he's always going to have that Pro Bowl plaque. He's always going to have it, Grant. He's always going to look back on his rookie season and say, I made the Pro Bowl. So first of all, he is a Pro Bowler. Second of all, there's two things to break down in this Patriots game. Well, really three. Bill O'Brien, I've never seen a professional football player get yelled at like Bill O'Brien yelled at Mac Jones yesterday. Like, these guys are making millions of dollars, millions. And Bill O'Brien literally reamed him like he was a youth football player. Pretty embarrassing.
And you know what is crazy about that too, though? Normally, like, we've seen players fight coaches. Like, that is a common thing in the NFL. And I guarantee you, if a wide receiver, a defensive back, even a better quarterback gets yelled at like that, they would get in a fight with Bill O'Brien right there on the sidelines. Mac Jones just sat there with his head down and took it. He didn't even try to say anything back to him.
So that was one. Number two was the interception that Mac Jones underthrew to Hunter Henry when he had probably 7 yards of cushion. If he just threw it to the back of the end zone, that was really bad. But then Bailey Zappi, this is number three, tried to outdo him, legitimately tried to outdo him. And he did a great job of it. He faked a spike and threw it into triple coverage. And then after the game, what did he say, Grant?
What do you say, Tanner?
You had the quote about it. It was like, you had the direct quote. It was basically like, I can't say what I want to say. Like, what'd you see there? Well, I can't say what I want to say. What did you say? There were 3 defenders in the middle of the field, and you threw it to them on a fake spike.
Look, I'm going to disagree with you. I think Mac Jones' interception was worse. Zappi comes in cold at the end of the fourth quarter, and he's trying to lead a game-winning drive. You shouldn't expect much from him. This is a late round pick from Western Kentucky. I think he came in the same year Mac Jones did, right? They're the same quarterback class. Mac Jones's pick was legitimately one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. It was he underthrew a 10-yard pass and with a wide open receiver, like just lofted over the top. That was terrible. That was one of the worst plays. And you know what? It's funny because I said Sam Howell's pick against the Patriots last week was one of the worst. This one was worse. This was one of the worst throws I've ever seen.
They're all playing on Madden rookie mode. Like, that's what the Patriots look like. Madden rookie mode playing against all pro. It's not good, or all Madden, whatever it is. They look terrible. The Patriots are horrendous. By the way, Ralph X9 is liking the live like crazy right now. There's 1,000 likes on here. They're all because of Ralph. So Ralph, I appreciate you. Guys, keep it up. Get on Ralph's level.
Shout out to Ralph.
Shout out to Ralph. Zappy was the year after Mac. Okay, so Zappy was the year after Mac. This is how sad it is. We cut Bailey Zappi. We had no intention of Bailey Zappi being on the roster, being on the active roster. And now he's overtaking Mac Jones. And then we were all high on Malik Cunningham, too. We got rid of him, too. We kicked him to the curb pretty quick, too.
That made no sense because they have him on the practice squad. They elevate him. They say there's a great chance he's going to play. They don't play him. They sign him to a guaranteed contract for 2 or 3 years. Then they cut him. And then they bring him back to the practice squad. What is going on there?
He got some good guaranteed money. Not good, relatively speaking, for the NFL. For an undrafted guy, he got good guaranteed money from the Patriots, though. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Bill Belichick is checked out. By the way, Bill Belichick doing the walk of shame in Nantucket. Did you see that video?
Is that real? There's no way that's real.
That's definitely him, but like, I'm assuming it's his house and he's just going out in the morning for a walk.
Okay, but like it didn't look like an area where Bill Belichick would live. It didn't look like a very rich area.
That's like Nantucket vibe. It probably didn't look like his house in Nantucket, but it looked like that's like New England vibes. Grant, I know you're from the DMV.
No. I know it looks like the area, but I'm saying Belichick's a multi millionaire. It doesn't look like a place where he would be.
Well, that's what makes the walk of shame case even more relevant here.
Okay, but who's having a one-night stand with Bill Belichick?
I mean, in last summer, things were okay. Things were on the up and up. Mac Jones was looking like the guy. Like, maybe we're going to win some football games this year. We're going to make a push for the playoffs. Now he's going worse than that now, Grant. He's going to slums now.
Yeah, it's getting really bad. It's getting really bad. What else we want to talk about? We want to talk about Burrow and the Bengals. I one of my picks for the show Friday was Bengals minus 6.5, 7.5. I think it was 7.5 actually. Thought it was gonna be an absolute masterclass. Bengals were the hottest team in the NFL. CJ Stroud does it again. I mean, the Texans don't score in the first quarter, and then they win the game 30-27. Stroud really has them in position to win the whole game. They're in control of that pretty much front to end, and then the Bengals tie it right at the end. And he says, "No problem. I'll lead us down the field, get us in field goal position, and we're going to walk it off." CJ Stroud's been playing unbelievable.
He has been playing unbelievable. I saw a case for him potentially winning the MVP this season. Not crazy, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Bengals just didn't show up. They can't run the football. Joe Burrow's throwing interceptions. And, you can't necessarily fault Joe Burrow for all the picks because he's their whole offense. He threw for 347 yards and 2 touchdowns yesterday. CJ Stroud was fantastic. They gave away the game. In my opinion, the Bengals should have won that game. It shouldn't have been close. Going to the Ravens. The Ravens really gave away a game. Lamar had 2 interceptions. You talk about the Cleveland Browns being great on defense. Yeah, they're really good on defense, but the Ravens should have never lost that game. The Bengals were playing from behind. The Ravens blew a lead. So the magnitude of the loss is different on both sides, but it kind of wipes out an AFC North loss. Like, the Bengals need to win that game yesterday because now they're behind the Steelers, they're behind the Browns, and then the Ravens are still in first place.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point because the Steelers and the Browns both won. So you look at the standings and you got Baltimore at 7-3, I think. Steelers and Browns at 6-3, and the Bengals back in last place. So once again, if the playoffs started today, I think they would be out of it. I'm still expecting them to make it, but just goes to show that we got a lot of games left to be played, and each one's very important for the Bengals because of how far behind they started.
Abby's dad coming in here. At least you don't have Zach Wilson. I would rather have Zach Wilson than Mac Jones. I think Zach Wilson's playing.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I would. I like Zach Wilson. He's got a little fight to him at least. Joshua Badig coming in. Like Mac Jones is like just freaking playing Minecraft on the plane back yesterday. He's like, no fight. Zappy was a 4th-round pick from Joshua Badig. That's our fault. We did not realize Zappy was a 4th-round pick. It just shows the Patriots can't draft quarterbacks. Can't draft him in the 1st round. Can't draft him in the 4th round.
Zappy was, I don't know how his numbers were, but I believe Western Kentucky might have scored the most points per game in his senior year or whatever year he got drafted. I feel like the Western Kentucky offense was elite when he was there.
They probably are pretty good. I mean, like throwing into triple coverage after a fake spike is like peak Maction. He just hasn't grown up yet. That's the problem. Cut them all. And you know what? Like Gerard May will be the next head coach, but get rid of, I don't want Gerard May. I want a whole new regime. I want nothing of the old. Get them all out. The decade of dominance is over. Get the Patriot way out of there. I want guys that I want Coach Prime, maybe. I want like something.
No, you
fun.
don't.
I just want something fun. Okay. I don't want none of this Bill Belichick Patriot way. Bring in Antonio Pierce from the Raiders. Seems like they're having a good time.
It does, and they got another big win, a huge 16-12 shootout against the Jets. But I mean, it's a good win for them.
They beat Zach Wilson.
Not a whole lot of other games. I mean, there were some good games. Don't get me wrong. Josh Dobbs, shout out again. I feel like I'm becoming a Josh Dobbs super fan because he just continues to exceed expectations. My guy, Sam Howell, Tanner, I know Commanders lost on a walk-off field goal, but Sam Howell, 314 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Looks like he's going to be good.
Yeah, he's going to be good. I mean, there's guys I'd rather have than Sam Howell, but he's going to be good. Sam Howell just like looks like he's not all there a little bit. Do you ever get that vibe with him? That's
my quarterback, man.
I'm not saying it in a mean way. I'm not saying he's 100 times better than Mac Jones. I'm not trying to take shots at you right now. I'm just saying, do you ever get that vibe with him?
I don't know. He
stares off into space a lot. You ever get that vibe?
They put the camera on him after the Seahawks made the field goal to win the game, and he was just kind of staring out into open space. It looked like he wasn't even there. Yeah. He was just kind of in his own world.
He's just there he's just having a good. He's living his best life. Zappy or Mac ain't the answer from Pete May. We got a lot of Boston people on today. I love it. Let's see here. Zappy was 4th-round pick. We got another comment. Ralph is liking the live so much that I'm literally losing track of all the comments, and I love it. I'm here for it. Burn it all down and rebuild from Joshua Badig. Yeah, okay. So we should burn it all down and rebuild because the Patriots are terrible. Oh, also, I will say one thing. Baker Mayfield, the dude's that guy. He's good.
He is. All right. Sorry, Tanner. Sorry. Baker Mayfield is that guy, but I was looking up Bailey Zappi's college stats because I wanted to find out. I think he only played 1 year because they're only showing 1 year here. He had 62 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 5,967 yards.
No, that's not true. He would have won freaking the Heisman Trophy if he did that. No, get out of here. He did not have 62 touchdowns at the FBS level in one season, Grant. Get out of here.
It says 2021, and it just says those stats.
It's 62 touchdowns. That's crazy. Zappy balled out. 62 touchdowns, though. True, he broke Joe Burrow's record. Maybe I'm seeing... Right, college reference. If he had 62 touchdowns, again, it doesn't mean anything in Maction, obviously.
Wait, I'm confused. Okay, ESPN says he had 62 touchdowns. He had 62 touchdowns in 1 year.
He only started his senior year then? Did he go up from the D2
Yeah, he
level?
only started his senior year.
He went to my college. That LinkedIn stream, though. What's up, Jake? True, he broke Joe Burrow's record. What's up, Jake? Hello, Sports Kingdom. What... 62 touchdowns this man had, and he's thrown into.
And he ran for 3 more.
Hell, it's hard to do 62 touchdowns on Madden rookie mode.
It's hard to do 62 touchdowns in a career.
That's what I look at. That's what I look at the Maction as is Madden rookie mode. So he had 62 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive. That's very impressive. It doesn't matter. He won't have a job next year. Cut the whole Patriots team. Despicable. What I want to know what he saw too. It's like the woman on the plane. It's what it is. That mother effort's not real. And again, it came out that she didn't even see anything. But that mother, what did he see that he can't say? I want to know. It's investigative journalism.
He saw something that wasn't real in the secondary. He saw an open receiver that wasn't real.
Jake, you watch UFC Saturday night. I did not watch UFC Saturday night, Jake. I was, we went out with, I was with Kat, but I did not watch UFC Saturday night. I was just watching football. Bailey Crappy. Okay. Well, he did have 62 touchdowns. Madden rookie mode is, as a comparison, is spot on. Thank you. I appreciate that. Caleb Williams, you are a New England Patriot. Caleb Williams isn't going to go to the Patriots. I don't think they'll get the first pick. And also, too, this Caleb Williams, I don't want Caleb Williams. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't want a guy that can't handle the adversity of losing 3 games in the Pac-12. I don't. I'm sorry. Because you're going to lose a lot as a New England Patriot. That's the way it is now. Michael Penix is the best player in college football. He is very good.
Who did you say? You said you wanted Sam Hartman. Are you ready to backtrack on that now?
I don't know. Sam Hartman, like he's hot. He is.
No,
he's hot.
It's Caleb. It's Caleb number 1. Penix or Drake May number 2, number 3. We should not even be talking about Sam Hartman.
Caleb Williams, like this is why I don't understand. We got to get into the picks, obviously. But people are loving the conversation right now. But when I look at Caleb Williams, and I'm being unbiased right now, you are going to make millions and millions of dollars as the first pick. You've never lost. First of all, you never lost in your career. So now you lose 3 games in a row. Bro, you got beat by 10 points and you're crying with your mommy and then talking about how you're gonna what's the word? Play with your dog after the game and you just want to hold your dog. Like, you're going to be a first-round draft pick. You're going to the Outback Bowl no matter what. Stop crying and just take the loss. Go in. Like, you don't need to cry and make a public scene. Number 2, and I'll say this, when Max Duggan started crying for TCU last year after he got his ass handed to him in the Big 12 championship game, you quote tweeted the video that RG3 tweeted. RG3 loves crying quarterbacks, talking about saying, how can you not root for Max Duggan? You quote tweeted that video of him crying and put LOL. So the fact that we're not talking about that is a massive issue with Caleb Williams.
I wouldn't care if he was crying if he hadn't done the LOL. The LOL just completely gets rid of all that. I don't mind my quarterback being emotional that he lost a game. That shows me he cares. That shows me that he wants to win. And the fact he says, "Yeah, I'm depressed. I want to go home and hug my dog." Again, it shows me he's affected. He is affected by the outcome of the game, which means he's sad, he lost, and he wants to win. So I wouldn't mind that. But it's the LOL that ruins everything and Max Duggan got him back. Did you see that? Max Duggan quote tweeted a video of him crying and said LOL too.
Good. Love Max Duggan. But you know what, too? After the game, like, okay, if you're going to cry with your mommy after the game, okay, you make a scene. Okay. It's not like you lost your 3rd game in a row, buddy. Calm down. Or 2nd game in a row. Now it's 3rd. I don't even know. I stopped watching USC. My biggest issue after the game, too, like, yeah, we didn't play well enough tonight. I made mistakes. The defense made mistakes. The team made mistakes. We didn't play well enough to get the job done. I don't need to hear that you need to go cry with your dog. I don't. I'm sorry. Okay. Be a freaking fighter. We got some comments coming in here. He should have never left OU. I don't like. Well, he probably made a lot of money to leave OU. So I think he made it.
That was definitely an NIL purchase.
Would love to sit in on a Caleb Williams Belichick pre-draft meeting from Perk 4158. I would too. What do you think happened to Garrett Riley's stock this year? We can answer that in a minute. Michael Penix is the best player in college football from Sports Kingdom. Caleb Williams, you are a New England Patriot. Madden rookie mode is a comparison there. Okay.
Can I push back on Michael Penix being the best player in college football?
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr., best player in college football.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is a great option, but he will not be the first pick. I mean, there's so many quarterbacks.
No, you got to take the quarterback first, but I think Marvin Harrison, compared to the standard of all the other receivers, if we go position by position, I think he's the best.
Yeah, definitely. Someone goes, wow, sick take, dude. Sick take.
Thank you. Thank you, anonymous commenter.
Garrett Riley. Well, Clemson's offense isn't very good. That's my take there. Like, I think I haven't watched a lot of Clemson this year, but like TCU last year, their offense was obviously through the roof, but it's the Big 12. Like, that's the thing. When we get into the playoff selection, I do not want all these Pac-12 and Big 12 teams jumping a 2-loss Alabama. If Alabama loses to Georgia in the national championship game, I still think they deserve to be in the college football playoff. They're not going to be, but they deserve to be because the SEC is the best conference in America.
I mean, we've talked about this before. We talked about it on the podcast last year, I think, when it was TCU, and you were making the case for Alabama, and I said you got to honor TCU, and then of course they beat Michigan, so I think it ended up working out in the end. But I'm not against you in saying that a 2-loss Alabama team could still be one of the 4 best teams in college football.
Definitely. Jaden Daniels, best player in college football from Skylar Broll. I mean, nobody's talking about Jaden Daniels. I would take Jaden Daniels in a minute. The kid's a fighter.
That game was insane. He averaged 15 yards per passing attempt and 19 yards per carry. That is off the charts.
I love Jaden Daniels. I'm a big Jaden Daniels guy. I'm just not a Brian Kelly guy, but I'm a big Jaden Daniels guy. Anyways, guys, if you got comments, make sure you follow the page on TikTok. Go over to YouTube too. Help us out, guys. Go subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Link up in the bio. The viewing experience is so much better. You get to see Grant on YouTube. You get to see the pretty layout. So make sure you do that. Help us out. C-Dub and Starvin Jr. to the Bears. The Bears are going to be interesting. 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. Joshua Badig. Michigan money line versus St. John's. We can answer some college basketball questions at the end here. I would assume yes, but I have to look at that game a little more. I will be writing a best bets article on WSN for college basketball today, so make sure you guys go check that out on the site WSN, linked up in the bio. Anyways, Grant, we got some Monday Night Football here. 20 minutes of NFL talk. Now we got some Monday Night Football. Bills versus the Bills. Why am I blanking on this? Bills versus the Broncos. Big game between Russell Wilson and Josh Allen. What's your take?
Tanner, this has been a season of disappointment for the Bills. 5-4, have not covered in 5 straight games. You're on the outside looking in at the playoffs. You've lost control of the division. The Miami Dolphins are at the top. Nobody thinks that you're a dominant threat. If we're naming teams from the AFC that can win the Super Bowl, we're talking about the Chiefs. We're talking about the Ravens. We're talking about the Dolphins. Then we're going to go Bengals and Browns and Jaguars. And then we'll get to the Bills. Everybody has forgotten about them. And you know what? I don't like them either. I don't think they're that good. But with that being said, this is a Buffalo Bills masterclass. This is a Josh Allen domination. I will take the Bills -7. I'll take the Bills -14. I'll take the Bills -20. I think the Bills come out. They blow the doors off the Broncos. Again, they haven't covered in 5 straight games. They've lost 3 of their last 5. If they don't win today, the season is over. And I'm going to steal a point that you made. This is very much like the 49ers-Jaguars game. If the San Francisco 49ers lost that game after losing 3 straight games, having a bye week, getting Debo back, and they come out and they lose, their season would have been over. Same situation for the Bills here. You can't lose 4 out of 6. You can't lose to the Broncos in prime time after the recent losses you've had. You have to go out there and dominate, and I believe that they will.
So I do think the Bills win the game. I think there's better options than laying the 7 points or taking the 7 points. So I wouldn't necessarily do either side. I probably would stay away there. I do think this could be a bloodbath. We got some comments coming in here. Go Bills, follow the live career. Shout out to Go Bills. Now I got to like the Bills. No Bears, don't need a quarterback. Only Harrison Jr., Perk coming in here. This may be a bloodbath. I feel like Allen puts it on them tonight. Trust the system. Let me know Bills Nation or Broncos. So you know who Grant's going with there. I do think the Bills win this game. But we've said the same thing about the Bills in every single game, like primetime game. Okay, well, they got to beat the Bengals. Got to beat the Bengals. Don't show up against Bengals. Buccaneers in primetime. Don't cover. Game that they dominated, didn't cover, let them hang around. Same thing with Giants. Let them hang around. Barely won that game. Lost to the Patriots. Lost to the Jaguars. And then they lost to the Jets on opening night in primetime. Like, primetime's not really been good. Are they 0 for 3 against the spread in primetime? They must be.
Was that Raiders game in primetime?
The Raiders game
It was not. Then, yeah, I think they're 0
and
3.
0 3 against spread in primetime. Got a comment on LinkedIn. Stephon Diggs over is free. Always is. Always is with Stephon Diggs. I got a different prop play. It's going to blow your mind here. What's up, Caleb? But when I look at the Buffalo Bills, they haven't shown up. We got a comment in here. Bills are too shaky to trust at any point spread from Go Bills. That's
an objective fan. That is an objective
fan right there. That's an objective fan right there. Graham Smith, Stephon Diggs, James Cook, anytime touchdowns. What's up, Graham? I think those are always good options. I think those are always good plays there. I do like James Cook. We're going to talk about in a minute. But that's a great take. That's an unbiased take. That's like me saying the Patriots suck.
Well, I mean, that's common knowledge, Tanner.
He's not wrong.
Need one working eye to see that the Patriots aren't that good.
He's not wrong. Laying 7 points with the Buffalo Bills. Like, we can sit here and say Josh Allen masterclass and all this. The dude's throwing interceptions like Mac Jones. Like, he is throwing some bad interceptions. So I don't want to sit here and say Bills are going to cover. I don't want to sit here and say the Broncos are going to cover. So I'm going to stay away. But I will say this. I think the Bills win the game. They have to.
Cool. So you're gonna lay them. You're gonna go -400 money line. Like, give me a play, Tanner. Give me a play.
If I had to, I'm telling the people, I'm making the smart decision. Bet props. Bet props in this game. Don't bet a total.
All right. So what's your favorite prop here?
This is great. James Cook over 58.5 rushing yards. I think this is a game where the Bills have the potential to get up big. And last week, that wasn't the case against the Bengals. So James Cook had 6 carries and barely got any production. But I think this is a game where they have the chance to get up big. And I think this is a game where they can lean on the Denver Broncos front seven. The Broncos are terrible against the run. They're ranked 27th in the Cold Hard Football Facts defensive rusher rating metric. They're not good. They have not shut down the run efficiently this season. And I think the thing about James Cook is like the Bills do lean on him. That's the best part about it, especially to help Josh Allen open up the passing game. They have run the football with him consistently. He's only gone over this in 2 of his past 5 games. He missed at 1 that was pretty close, but I think this is a game where he has the potential to absolutely pop off tonight and really create some explosive gains on the ground. Defensive hog index wise from Cold Hard, Denver is 24th in this metric as well. And again, if the Bills get up big, like I want to go over on Josh Allen passing props, I do. But if the Bills get up big in this game, I think their best option is leaning on the run with James Cook, running clock. And that's why I like him over 58.5 yards. Too small of a line.
I will be looking at Josh Allen props here. I think, yes, he's throwing interceptions, but he's second in QBR. He was first going into the weekend. He could be first coming out of the weekend, depending on how he does tonight. Last game against the Bengals wasn't amazing, but before that, he had 5 straight multi-touchdown games throwing the ball. He has run for a touchdown in 6 of his last 7 games. I think that my favorite prop would be Josh Allen as an anytime touchdown scorer. You can get pretty good value for that. And again, scored in 6 of his last 7. I would be looking at him to throw over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think Stephon Diggs receiving yards or anytime touchdown score. I think those would be good bets as well. Like I said, I think the Bills are going to get a big win here. And if they are, it's going to be Josh Allen powering to them to that. So I'll be looking at props that line up with that.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen's got to get started, and I think James Cook can finish it. What about Uncle Lenny? I love Uncle Lenny. I'm a Bucks guy. He's a great DFS pick, a great pickup in fantasy. Like pick him up in fantasy. He's not a guy I want to start tonight.
Did you see his tweet where he said they should have never let me and Stephon be teammates or something like that? It's like, yeah, they should have never let Norris Cole be teammates with LeBron James. Like, what are we talking about here, Leonard Fournette? You're nobody's thinking about you.
Lenny's just trying to pocket a Super Bowl ring, but like it's slim pickings for teams that want him right now. I wish the Bucks still had him. I like him. I like Lenny.
I loved Leonard Fournette coming out of LSU. He was electric. I remember taking him in my fantasy team as a rookie. He was really good those first few years. He was a touchdown machine, and it's like it's just a part of running backs aging quickly. And also, I don't think he's taking care of his body. You remember he showed up to camp like 40 pounds overweight.
No, and he really wasn't great with the Bucks. Like he popped off in some games, but he wasn't great.
No, and he wasn't even great as a runner. It was like I think he may have had some receiving touchdowns, which is where he got the playoff Lenny, or he gave himself the nickname playoff Lenny.
Well, you know what the NFL stands for, right, Grant?
What's that?
Not for long.
Not for long. Not for long, especially not for running backs.
Jaguar legend, playoff Lenny. Jaguar.
He was really, you know what? I got to look up his stats now because his first few years in Jacksonville, he was electric.
Oh, he was. You look those up. I'll get some comments here. Marvin Harrison Jr. needs to line up next to Anthony Richardson and represent his father's blue. Well, Anthony Richardson's got to stay healthy too. Joshua Bidig, Fields and Badgen. Yep, the Bears are set at quarterback. Yes, they are. Bayesian. Josh can demolish over passing yards and keep the game within 3 points by throwing bonehead picks. You're right. Go Bills. It's just like he's unbiased. Perfect. Let's go Steelers. Bills by double digits. Let's go Steelers. Yep, Steelers they might make the playoffs. I think Joe Burrow overtakes them eventually. Tanner, if you'd like to appear on Sports Kingdom, email the show. I have to get out of here. Okay, I will do that. How are we feeling about Gabe Davis potentially going over receiving yards? He's due, but so inconsistent with targets. Gabe Davis. So if you look at Denver defensively, according to Cold Hard Football Facts, guys, which absolutely crushed this weekend for picks. If you guys want more, make sure you send me a DM. But 32nd defensive passer rating, the Denver Broncos are. They are 29th defensive real passing yards per attempt. They rank 30th in defensive real quarterback rating. They have been terrible. So, like, don't buy into the hype that they were able to, neutralize a Chiefs team. Like, they're not a good secondary. They're not a good front seven. So I think Bills players, I would not be leaning under on many of them tonight. That's my take there, even if it's a guy like Gabe Davis who's inconsistent.
Yeah, I don't disagree, Tanner, but players like Gabe Davis, where it really is just a crapshoot, I usually just avoid them. I don't even try betting on them. To this person's point about the targets, he goes 2 last week, 12, 5, 4, 8, 3, 4, 7. It's too sporadic. It's hard to really predict what's going to happen. And honestly, his targets don't depend on him. They depend on, is the opposing team doubling Stephon Diggs? Are the Bills ahead? Are they running the clock out? Gabe Davis isn't usually a part of the game plan.
Yeah, totally agree with that. One guy that I really like, Dalton Kincaid. Big Dalton Kincaid guy right now, without Dawson Knox in there. So, probably one of my favorite prop plays, one of my favorite pickups for fantasy. He's my starting fantasy tight end right now. How you feeling about the Sox right now? I'm feeling good. Feeling okay. It's a new era. Marquette or the Illini tomorrow? Grant, do you have a pick in that game?
I know nothing about that game.
I would take Illinois at home tomorrow against Marquette. But anyways, Grant, any other picks? That was an electric show today. A lot of fun.
Should we close it out talking about the Celtics real quick then, since that's your team?
I mean, yeah, the Celtics are the balls.
Knicks, Celtics favored by 8.5. Who you like there?
So I would probably take the Celtics already. But the Celtics already. Did they play them yet? No.
I don't know. They didn't play them this season, though.
All right. Well, they 108.
Oh, yeah, no, there's a season opener. Yeah, it was a season opener.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So it's at TD Garden. I'd probably lay the points with the Celtics. The Knicks have been wildly inconsistent right now. The Celtics do have a lot of firepower. Again, their bench strength really concerns me. But like you said, there's so many guys that can step up on any given night for them, and the Knicks don't seem to have that right now. Like, they're just getting wildly inconsistent play. Julius Randle has not been a dude. Like, they need him to be a dude. A consistent player to really do something. So I would probably lay the points with the Celtics at home, maybe potentially look like Celtics first half. Because if I go back to that opening night game, I do think the Celtics had a relatively big lead at the half, and then the Knicks crawled their way back into it. But the Knicks shouldn't have won that. The Knicks shouldn't have lost that game either. The Celtics were like plus 340 with 2 minutes to go, and they came back they had overcame a 7-point deficit. So I'd probably take Celtics, but I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad play. I think you could go either way with the spread, to be completely honest. I like Tatum to get 30-plus points at plus 150. He scored 30-plus in 2 of his last 3 and 4 of his last 7 against the Knicks. The Knicks actually won 3 of 4 games against the Celtics straight up last season, but they have, I think they're 15th in offensive rating. They shoot the worst field goal percentage in the league. They've won 3 straight games, but against 3 bad teams. I definitely think the Celtics should win this game. 8.5's a lot. I think there could be a backdoor cover potential, but like I said, Tatum 30+ for good value. That's where I would be going.
Tatum is the guy. Make no mistake about it. He's always the guy. If you're looking at over points, like we talk about, there's all these guys that can score. If you're looking for over points, it is Tatum. He is the guy.
Absolutely. 100%.
All right. Well, that was Ride the Line. Fun show, guys. Thanks to everyone who watched on TikTok. This guy always loses. What do you mean I always lose? I crushed this weekend. Absolutely crushed. Just because I lost the TikTok pick doesn't mean anything. That was an electric show. That was Ride the Line, greatest podcast in sports betting entertainment. Grant, you take us out of here today.
Guys, before Tanner and I get on out of here, you know what to do. Like the video, comment, let us know what your favorite plays of the day are. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss another video or when we go live. We will see you all next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day.